to warm up. Make sure that you have space around you, that you're not going to hit anything. Make sure you got some good shoes on, and make sure that you've already taken a drink and you're ready to go. We have 6 exercises. We're going to put our all into it, so full effort. And we're going to start with jogging on the spot. So here we go. So we'll jog with our arms out in front. And now we're going to put our arms on our hips. And let's go arms out to the side. And moving up and down. And in front. And up and down. Next one, we're doing jumping jacks. Let's go. These are nice and easy. You don't have to go super fast. We're just trying to get warm. Let's keep our arms up. And out. And next up we've got star jumps. So we're going to start nice and low. Arms go out and up, and we land with bent knees. Let's try and get 5 more. And on our last one, nice landing position into that motorbike shape. Next is straight jumps. So we reach right the way up. Land, knees bent, and ready to go. Reach as high as you can each time. Land soft. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And this time we're doing knee raises. You want to get the knees up nice and high, hands out in front. These don't have to be fast, they just have to be done right. There's only one exercise left. And it's bum kicks. So we're going to try and kick our butt at the side so that you can see. We're going to put our hands on our hips. Each time, trying to kick that bum. You should be warm now. I certainly am. Only 5 seconds. Kick, 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 kick. Super. Good job.
Heads up and heads down, up and down, side to side. And ear to shoulder, circle around, other way, and now shoulders back, and circle forwards, arms back, and forwards. And circle your hips. Put your arms up by your ears, holding through your belly, and bend down without bending your legs. And down to one leg. And the other leg. Now forwards, middle, back, forwards, middle, back, forwards, middle, back, and feet together. Try to touch your toes. Now sit in a triple. Feet pointed down. One arm across your belly, one arm up by your ear, bending to the side. And the other side. Now bending down to your leg. And switch legs. And down the middle. Now put your feet together and tight peg. Butterfly stretch. And try to push your knees down to the floor. And now lunge stretch. And straighten your front leg, still bending down towards it. And up on both feet. Both legs are straight and we're still bending towards the front leg. And slide down to splits. Now other leg up in a lunge stretch. And front leg straight. Up on both feet. And splits. Make sure your hips are facing the front, not to the side. Now, heel stretch. And chest down to the floor. And circle your wrists. Wave. And circle your ankle. Point and flex. Point and flex. And switch ankles. Circle. Point, flex, point, and flex.
So the first drill I'd do would be to obviously stretch your muscles first to make sure you don't hurt yourself. But the one for elevating your leg and getting more power are the kicks. Okay, so what you want to do is we're going to count 5, 6, 7, 8. Put one foot behind, hands in a T, and you want to keep your arms squeezed super tight out to the side. Okay, and you're going to count 5, 6, 7, and then you're going to kick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so you're going to do that on each side. Okay, so making sure that when you do that, try your best to keep your hands in a T and try your best not to jump off the floor every time. You want to try and use it from your strength, okay? So what that's going to do is kicking up higher is going to make you more powerful in your jumps and get your jumps a lot higher, okay? And then we're going to do the other side, 5, 6, 7, and 1. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, okay, so what you can do is you can do one side and then you can do the other and take a break in between, or you can do one side going straight to the second side. So that's what we're going to do now, okay? So 5, 6, 7, and 1. 5, 6, 7, and 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. Okay, so what you want to do next is make sure you're keeping them arms super locked out, okay? So even if they are straight, you want to have your teeth tensed, okay? Okay, so for your straddles, you want to have your hands out to the side and your legs come behind your hands, and then for your pikes, hands in the middle in candlesticks and legs come in between your hands, okay? So for your candlesticks, arms super straight in front, level with your shoulders, and same rule applies. You want to bring that leg behind just before we start and then kick straight up into the middle. So 5, 6, 7, and 1. 5, 6, 7, and 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, and then you're going to do the other leg. 5, 6, 7, and 1. 5, 6, 7, and 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so try your best to not move your arms and lean to one side, and also try to keep your legs super locked out and straight. So if you can only get your legs to here with straight legs, that's perfect. But if you have your legs up all the way up here and your legs are bent, that's not helping you at all. Okay, so what you want to do is add those two sides together. So we're going to go one side for the pike and then the second side, okay? And 5, 6, 7, and 1. 5, 6, 7, and 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. Okay, so another drill I would use for jumps would be, you can do this in both pike and straddle, and there's different ways to do it. So you can do leg lifts where you have to have your hands past your knees and you're leaning into your leg, trying to lift your leg off the floor. You want to try a couple reps of those, so like max, like do like 10 of them and then do them on the other side. So make sure if you're doing it on one leg, you're doing it on the other, and always leaning forward, because if you're leaning back, that's making it way too easy, okay? You can do lifts, you can do circles, and you can also write your name, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do 5 on this side, 5 on this side, then move it to a pike, and then do 5 again on each side, okay? So leaning forwards, and you're going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Then the legs together, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What you can also do is both legs at the same time. So I was to do both legs on my straddle, I put my hands in the middle and try and lift my legs. So I prefer going on my knuckles just because that's just me, but if you can, have flat hands, okay? So hands out to the side and lifting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then for pike, legs together, hand on either side again, and lifting up your ankles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so those are super hard. They really work your muscles in your quads. Other reader. Hi. So what we're going to do is working on snapping into our straddle and then back out of it. So the first thing you're going to need to do is just practice your candlestick roll. So you can start from sitting on your bum, rolling back, legs up, back and forth. Okay, so you want to practice that a couple times, making sure that your toes are above your shoulders. Okay, so we don't want candlesticks out here. Okay, they want to be all the way up, toes above your shoulders. Okay, what you're going to do is hands behind you like they're in your back pocket, supporting your back, keeping your bum up in the air, which will make it easier to hold your body weight up, okay? And what we're going to do is, I'm going to show you one or two of them, and then we're going to try and do them to a count. So we're going to roll into our candlestick, hold ourselves up, and you're just going to snap your feet all the way to the floor. So, and do it as fast as you can. So you want to practice that a couple times before you try and do it to a count, okay? So then when we do it to a count, what you want to try and do is you want to hit it on every 4 and every 6. So you're going to roll back up. We're going to make sure we're in the candlestick, toes are above my shoulders. And we're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you want to do that a couple of times, okay? So if that's too hard, you can move the straddle to maybe 4 and 8, or even 2 and 8 if that makes it a little bit easier for you. So once you get the hang of that, what you're going to do is you're going to try and do multiple counts of it. So maybe 3 counts of 8 would be a good number. Okay, so rolling back into your straddle position, and 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So even if you guys get the counting man and put that on in the background, it'll be a lot easier, and it'll keep you to a good tempo, okay? But for now. Okay, so we're going to be practicing drills to make your cartwheels go higher, and also to get your cartwheels a lot straighter and straighter legs. So the first drill you need to be able to do, the first thing you need to have is something high enough that your legs will meet the same height as your hips. So what we're going to do is you're going to put your hands on the floor, toes on the couch, and you're just going to walk your hands in until your shoulders are in line with your hands and your hips are in line with your shoulders. And then once you can do that, if you can hold that for a couple of seconds, that's super, super good. So you want to practice that a couple of times, and then once you get comfortable with that, what you can do is you can walk across, say, your couch or your bed. So again, walking your hands in, one hand at a time, and walking back across. Good. Make sure that there's something soft underneath you, because you don't want to fall over like I nearly did on the couch. Another drill you're going to need, you can use a pillow or something maybe a little bit higher, and a couple of pillows on top of each other would be great. So we can have 2 different options. Have this one. So the first drill you want to do is you want to put your hands on the block or the box, whatever it is, hands down, and you're going to jump from side to side. Okay, and once you feel comfortable being able to do that, try and get them a little bit higher like we did on the couch. So you want to try and get your hips all the way above your head. Tuck your chin all the way in. So chin in and jump. Good, okay, so same you can use on the pillows. It might not be as high, but it'll still work. The next drill we're going to do is you're just going to lift up one leg and you're going to go from side to side. So this is similar to an elephant run, okay? So when you're doing it on a block, you want to try and keep that leg super straight, hands open and spread out so you don't lose your balance, okay? So open and spread out, side to side. Keeping these arms super, super straight. So you're going to do those a couple times, making sure not to bend your arms at all. Then what you guys can do is, for practicing going from leg to leg, you can do your elephant walks. So just on the spot, makes it a lot easier if you don't need to use equipment. For your cartwheels, you need to be able to use your toe drive. So you need to be able to push off your toes, because when we're doing a cartwheel, if we do it with flat feet, it's not going to give us enough of a push. So when we do a cartwheel, we want to push with our back leg, okay? So what you can do for those is just use your toes. You can use calf raises. You can use calf raises to strengthen up your legs and your ankle muscles, and you can also do pushing off your toes. So when you see me jumping, if I jump with flat foot, I don't get that high, but when I push all the way through my toes, I get a lot higher, I get more power. So I bend my knees, pushing through my toes, okay? So what you're going to do is, when you're practicing your cartwheel, make sure you always start in your lunge, and if there is anything in your way, make sure you remove it before you start. Also, make sure that you have something underneath you. You don't want to be doing this on hard ground in case you hurt yourself. So for your cartwheel, you want to just practice leaning into your lunge and then turning your hand sideways and kicking. So leaning, kick. So when you kick enough, your bottom foot may move, okay? So making sure that keep that bottom foot secured to the floor for the moment and kick. Good. Once you get comfortable enough, you can try and do a small kick into your cartwheel. And if it's not high enough, you're just going to point through your toes and keep kicking it with your power, okay? So we're going to put our hands down. When you kick, try and kick that top leg up to the sky. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to practice drills to help you get your front or back walkover, or even perfect and get your legs a little bit straighter and a nicer shape in your back walkover. So the first thing you need to be able to do is a bridge, okay? So for your bridge, hands and feet are in the air, all the way down to the floor, and you're going to push up, okay? So what you want to try and do is keep your legs squeezed together. Don't straighten your legs because you don't want to hurt your back. And then also try and push a little bit further past your shoulders, okay? So pushing your shoulders from behind your hands to in front, okay? So lying on your back, and every time you come out of a bridge, rock out your back because you don't want to get too stiff, okay? So first thing you want to be able to do is a bridge. Rocking back and forth is going to help open your shoulders and your flexibility. And then the third thing you want to be able to do is leg kicks, okay? So for our leg kicks, we never want to bend our leg and then kick. We always want to keep it straight and then kick it from there, okay? So always kick from your toes, not through your knee and then to your toes. So into your bridge, and then you're just going to practice your leg kicks. So straight leg, and you're going to do maybe 3 or 4 on each leg. Good. Good. So always make sure you're practicing with power kicking through that leg, because if you're just lifting it slightly slower, then it's not going to be as powerful to help you kick over and get the power you need to get all the way over. For your back bend, what you can do is you can use the same stations or the same kind of equipment like a couch or your bed as you do for kickovers and back bends. So for a back bend, what you want to be able to do, if this is my bed on my couch, you want to stand in front, hands are up beside your ears, and you're just going to lean back, okay? So hands are squeezed beside our ears, and we're going to make sure we're not too far away from it because we don't want to end up falling onto the floor. Always make sure there's something soft underneath. Here we have the mats, so that's perfect here. At home, try and have a skinny mat or even a blanket or a pillow underneath you to make sure it's something that doesn't slip from under you, okay? So, hands up, legs slightly apart, shoulder width apart, and you're going to put hands up beside your ears and follow your fingers, and then lift all the way back up. So if you follow your thumbs, that's going to direct you in the shape of a bridge if you're arching your back enough. So for anyone who needs to practice their back bend, you can use something higher, so like nearly to hip height for starting off, and then as you progress, you can get lower and lower. Then once you're able to do it on the floor, you want to make sure that you're doing the same thing. So don't change any of the technique you've been practicing on your equipment. You want to keep those arms squeezed beside your ears, legs shoulder width apart, and lean all the way back, and then bring those legs together. So that's going to help you for your back bend part of your back walkover. So that's just for the beginning stage. If you already have your back bend and you're just trying to get the connection from your standing on one leg to kicking over, what you want to do is the same drill, but you're just going to do it with your leg in a lib shape. So my leg that I kick over with is my right leg, so that's the leg I'm going to pull up into my lib. For people that are the other leg, same rule applies. So what you want to do is leg in a lib, hands up, make sure you're not too far away, and lean back. Whoa. Okay, so it's super hard. You gotta keep practicing, and you gotta use your core muscles to pull you back up as well if you're practicing standing up from it. When standing up from it, that's also another drill from when you're landing your front walkover, keeping that one leg in front as if you were to go into something else like a cartwheel or a round off. So that's our drill for back bending kick over with one leg, and then we have our drill for just a normal back bend. And then for our kick over drill, what you're going to do is, so this is probably a little bit too high. You guys can use like a step or maybe a lower couch or something. You're going to sit on your bum and put your feet up on the object. So let's just say object. And then you're going to push up into your bridge. So scoot your bum all of the way in. I'm going to do it both ways. So I'll do it facing you guys and then facing the side. So scoot your bum in, feet secured onto the block, and push up into your bridge. If you need to move in, walk your hands in a little more. So what you're going to do is keep one leg bent and the other leg straight like we're going to do our kicks. And then practice a couple kicks like that upside down. And then once you're ready, kick and point your toes. So if you get stuck upside down, you want to always arch your back and lift your chin up, so that'll help you get over. Okay, so I'll just show you from the side. So we're going to feet up on the block, bum scooted the whole way in, hands down, push into your bridge, and again, one leg bent, your kick over leg straight, practice your kicks. Then once you're ready, kick, so if I get stuck, I'm going to lift my chin. Making sure we're trying to kick over with super, super straight legs. And then for our front walkovers, we can do pretty much the same drills as a back walkover, but just make them opposite. So for our couch one, you want to start already in your back bend, lift up that one leg, and try and stand up. So try your hardest to keep your arms in beside your ears. It'll give you a really nice front walkover.
Hey, we're taking stretch with Caitlin and Jay Lisa. We're going to start by looking up, and chin down. We're going to push our shoulders away towards the ground and look to your side. Doesn't matter which side, make it a surprise. And the other side. Okay, we're going to just roll our neck very gently, one direction. And then the other direction, a lesser known band. Okay, we're going to roll our arms, big arm circles, really reaching up to the ceiling, down to the floor, moving the shoulders, and opposite direction. Okay, and here's the challenge. We want one arm going one direction and the other the opposite way. This is tough. So try to imagine that you're going through 12 o'clock, 3 and 9, and 6 o'clock. And hip rolls. Gonna really push your hips away, push them behind, and reverse order. And we're reaching one arm over, really opening the side of your chest and back, keeping the legs straight, good distance apart. We're keeping the back flat as we reach away and down to the leg. Make sure that both hands are reaching the same amount. If you cannot reach your feet, don't worry, just reach as far as you can. Going to go the opposite way. Again, opening up your shoulder angle and flattening out the back, really reaching. Legs are still nice and wide apart, not too wide, and we're reaching as far as we can to the floor if you can, to your foot, just past your knee if you can't. Every day you get a little bit more flexible. So reaching towards the floor, in the center. If you can try and get your elbows down to the ground. And again, you don't want your straddles to be too wide in that so that you get a good stretch. This is a butterfly stretch, so we put our heels and toes together and we're opening up our hips. And now you're going to push your knees down if you can. If you find that difficult, you can push them down with your elbows. Caitlin doesn't need to. And Jay is just a little bit less flexible in the hips, so she's going to push them down a little bit more. From there, we are pushing the feet out in front so that we're in a piked position. L going to tight pike. Pointing through the toes, head down. You want to try and get your nose to your knee. And you're going to be breathing evenly, deep breaths the whole way through the stretch. From there, we're going to roll onto lunge position and really pushing the hips down towards the floor, making sure that your ankle is in front of your knee. And then we're just going to bring the hips back. Again, trying to get the nose towards your knee and hands are even beside your foot or in front if you can. And from there, we're lifting up the back knee. And again, we're going to push the hips down to the floor, trying to open up that hip angle. Really working those hamstrings, opening them up. And we come up, legs slightly apart, one in front of the other, keeping your heels down on the floor and trying to reach as far as you can. And if it's possible for you, slide into splits. You want to make sure that your back foot is flat to the floor. So the part where your laces would be if your shoes are on, flat to the floor, and pointing your front foot, all the toes pointed, keeping the chest up. And then we're going to do the other leg. So same idea, we want to push the hips down to the ground every time. Obviously not the whole way. And again, making sure that the ankle is in front of the knee so you're not putting too much pressure on the knee. We're going to just tilt back, hips up, head down towards the knee, hands even, pointing your toe, and making sure that your back leg doesn't rotate inwards. And rising up with the back knee off the floor, pushing the back leg as straight as you can, and trying to drive the hips into the ground. Smiling the whole way through because it's fun to stretch. Rising up, we want our legs slightly separated. This is a really, really good stretch. You want to be getting your nose again towards your knee. Obviously, the closer that you bring your legs, the harder the stretch becomes. And sliding down as far as you can. If you don't have splits on this leg, you're still going to try. And the important part is if you do not have this split, that you keep it held at the point just before pain. If it's painful to you, then you need to come up a little bit. And you hold that. You want to be holding it for about 30 seconds, if possible. Okay, from here we're going to be stretching out our abdominals, getting a bit of a stretch in the spine. We are pushing the floor away from us, so trying to lift up the shoulders. You can put the head back if the head is not comfortable back, you can keep it neutral. And lifting the hips up and trying to get your armpits down to the floor. Thank you, Caitlin. People are kind of weird about what to do with their feet in this one. Just let them do whatever. It doesn't matter. They're not invited to the party. And hips down to the floor, pushing up. From there we go into our angry cat position. And happy cat. So we are now pulling the belly button down. Okay, we're going to roll out our ankles. Really important if you're doing any leg work at all, which is most of gymnastics, that you roll out your ankles, you roll out your wrists and neck. So we're going to swap feet, make sure that you do both. And stretching out the wrists. So we're going to extend the arm fully, and we're going to pull down on the knuckles. Make sure that we do both hands and both sides. And Saturday Night Fever. We're just rolling out the knuckles, the wrists, the elbows, and shaking it out. Okay, and one of our last stretches is for bridge. So obviously you want to just go as high as you can. Caitlin is rocking out her shoulders right now. It's just opening up the shoulder angle. If you feel any pain in this, then you want to not go so high. And we're just going to egg roll out the back to take the pressure off. And that concludes our stretch. Thank you very much.
Sure. I don't even know. Wow, that's hard. Then next what you're going to do is in a pike position. So for your straddle or your hurdlers, straddle or oh no, I could.
Don't worry,
Yeah, no, I just cannot speak to cameras.